Hi, John.
Oh, hello. Good evening.
Doing good?
Oh, can you hear me clearly?
Yeah, actually, yes. I can hear you clearly.
Oh,
Loud
okay.
and clear.
Yes, yes. Okay.
All right. So, are you feeling good?
Today, bad. Not bad. Good.
Today's not bad. So that's good
Yeah.
to hear. So,
Mm.
what have you been doing today?
Today I just doing exercise. Did exercise, and then I visited
Hmm.
the libraries. Borrow some books.
Oh, you bought some books.
Borrow some books. Not bought. Borrow.
Ah, borrowed some books.
Yes, yes. Borrow.
Okay, so
Borrow.
what kind of books did you borrow?
Actually, one kinds of about medical books, but not really medical
Uh-huh.
things, but about the medical issues, medical issues. Because one of
Oh.
my medical school require for discussion about our medical issues, about writing
Oh.
essay, medical essay like that.
Oh, okay, I see.
Mm.
So you're preparing for your essay.
Yes, yes, that's the reason I went to a library and then researched
Mm.
some books and then find one of the book in there and then I borrowed them.
So you don't really trust the internet, right?
But in writing an essay, I should research by myself because I have to see the contents of the books.
That's right.
Mm.
And yeah, I think books are much more safer, especially with essays, because
Yes,
nowadays anyone can act.
actually, that book was
Hmm?
actually nominated by school. uh, it was
Ah,
one of the nominated by school, and then I have to research some another books because one book is nominated by school, so they have to they let me discuss about we will discuss about this kind of book and then about related other books.
oh, okay then. All right. So it's going to be another busy weekend for you, aren't
Ah,
it?
yes, it can be. And then I also go to the Busan area this week. I'm not sure I'll go or not because yesterday last class I told you that I did my test in the Busan.
Hmm.
So maybe if I pass the test, maybe I would go there and I have an interview in there.
Okay then. All right. So let's hope for the best.
Ah,
Okay.
yes, yes, I hope so.
Yeah, hoping for the best, and I'm also praying for you. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Now let's
Mm.
move on with our topics. Okay.
Yes, yes.
So
Our
have you already chosen?
yes, yes.
Okay. I
We didn't
apologize
finish
if
our last unit 6 about that, and then we can
good and
continue.
bad manners, right?
Yeah, yes, yes, and then we can just go to another unit after we finish the left questions.
Okay then. All right. So we're done with
Number six, seven.
number. Why is it bad manner to be late? I don't think we still finished number six.
Oh, we
Ah,
did until number
yeah,
7.
we did. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
we
number
already
seven.
did.
Okay. All right. So number eight.
Mm.
So, what good manners did you learn from your parents?
Oh, there are so many manners that I learned from my parents, but one of the most important thing is uh, think other people's. Uh,
Think of others.
yeah, think of others, or how can I say, do first, do first for others.
So just being the selfless.
Yeah, selfless. Yes, yes,
Okay, all
yes,
right.
yes.
So me and we have the same teachings then.
Yes, I think, but it's very normally taught by our parents.
Mm-hmm.
We taught by our parents, but
That's
it's
right.
not
That's right.
only for our family, but usually in school or in another groups, they usually teach run. I can run from them.
Yeah, manners. Thinking about other people. Like for example, when you're in a bus, right? It's really sometimes it's really unruly of other passengers, right? Where
Yes,
when,
yes.
of course, especially on a long trip, and there
Oh, but I
are
have a
some
question,
passengers.
teacher.
Hmm.
Actually, when I was in the Cebu, I couldn't see
Hmm.
the bus in there because there are only jeepney and taxis only. But in your city, is
Ah,
there a bus in there?
actually, here in our city, it's only, but no, it's only taxis and jeepneys.
But you said
So,
bus.
um,
Transportation only.
actually, for buses,
Mm.
actually, when we use bus here in the Philippines, is
Mm.
no, no, okay. Usually, buses are used for long trips. Okay,
Not
for
for
just
short trip
long
or
trips.
on another
Yes.
city like that. To from
No,
this
actually.
city another
Oh,
city. No.
well, actually, if you are gonna move to another city, and
Mm.
of course, especially if that city is very far away,
Yes,
right?
usually.
You
Yes,
can
yes.
use a bus.
Yes, yes.
But for example, here in our city, bus
Mm.
is really not an option because when you use bus, um, okay, roads are so narrow. The roads are so narrow, so buses
Condition
won't
is not
be a
good.
very,
Road is not good
yeah, it is
condition.
not good. So we only
Ah.
use jeepneys
Uh,
and taxis here
you
in
also
Baguio.
also jeepney and taxis. I heard in Manila there
Mhm.
is buses and the subway too, right?
Yes, in Manila they
Yeah.
use buses
Mm.
and buses,
Subway.
MRTs,
MRT is subway.
jeepneys, yeah, subway,
Uh,
and also tricycles.
tricycle. Yes, yes. Also saw some tricycles in my city.
Yeah, that's right.
uh,
So, unlike in Korea, right, that you
mm.
can, the mode of transportation in Korea's are, I think, bus,
Mainly bus and subway,
subway.
but
Mm,
actually subway is usually in the big city. Of course, in Seoul
that's
or
right.
Busan or like very big city have subway, but actually, but in the suburban they usually have a bus in there, but
Mm,
actually their term is very wrong. For example, if they are usually, for example, they have only 10 buses in a day, like that.
mm,
It is not quietly uh, short term. So maybe
mm.
if I how can I say lost one time in bus, I have to wait more 30 minutes or 1 hour like that.
Oh, I see. So that sucks if
Yeah,
you
so
are
I
in a
have
rush.
to see always see the timetable because there is a
Oh.
timetable in the there, so I
Hmm.
have to maybe shoot the time in there.
Yeah, well, unlike here in the Philippines,
Mm.
actually, there are no bus stops.
Yes, yes,
Of
yes.
course,
I was so
um,
shocked that there is no stop in the jeepney in
yeah.
there. So how can I get right in there? And then I was so
uh,
shocked about that at
so
first.
the only thing that you're gonna do there is wait at the side of the road, wait for a jeepney,
Yes,
and
yes,
do that sign only, and
yeah,
the jeep will stop.
yes.
It's easy.
But actually, when I was in there, I usually go to or riding a jeepney when I was usually go to school. So at the time, it was very rush hour like that. So sometimes
Yeah.
I have to pass some jeepney because they are already full in there, and so I have to little bit wake up early for take a proper jeepney.
Yeah, that is right. So, that's really the rule here. If you
Yes,
have a
yes.
schedule, try go out of your house an
Mm.
hour before.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, because it's gonna be a hassle. It's really gonna be a hassle. But
Yes.
the bright side of
Mm.
something is, of course, if you miss the first jeepney, there's always gonna be a second one, and there's always gonna be a third one. There's always
Yes,
gonna be
yes.
a fourth one. So there are a lot of options.
Yes,
So
yes, there are a lot of options, and
yeah.
Japanese is, in my case, I'm very used to in Japanese, and then
Mhm.
it is quite, it is not bad, so I can use it very easily. I think it is very useful because actually what you said, the road situation is not that good in the Philippines. At the time,
That's right.
that means it's not for good for bus actually because uh, usually bus should just drive in the stable road, but at the time the road is not that good. That's the reason. And the bus usually should have a
That's right.
stop in there, but in
Yeah.
the Cebu there is no stops in there, so it is not easy to taking a bus like that.
Yeah, it is really not easy.
Yes,
And
yes.
yeah, and also actually, if you're gonna go in Manila,
Mm-hmm.
um, taking bus is actually, well, in my opinion, okay, in
Mm-hmm.
my opinion, because
Mm-hmm.
I have ridden a bus in Manila before once.
Ah, have you ever riding a bus in there?
Yes, I did, and actually, that was something that I would really never want to experience again.
Really, it's not a good
You know why?
experience.
Yes. No, it's really not that good actually
Why?
because you know why? Because it's overcrowded
Ah, yes, yes.
and overcrowded. Sometimes it's hot. Well, there are some buses where if it is air conditioned, and
Mm.
what I rode is not air conditioned, so it's hot,
Ah, and hot and
overcrowded.
crowded, and then not that good.
The
Ah.
the bus is also very fast in driving. He always keep on
Mm.
lanes, and of course I
Mm.
was terrified for my life.
And then maybe buses are usually blocked by windows, so there is
Mm,
no ventilation in there, so it's very
that's
crowded.
right.
Yeah, so it's not that good. I agree with you because when in the summer it's a similar situation, but of course in summer we usually they usually operate air conditioning here, but it's crowded and then it's very bad like the here.
It sucks sometimes. It's really not good of a feeling.
Yes, yes.
And of course, also loud.
Mm.
And you're smelling the body odor of the other passenger right next to you, something like that.
Yes,
So,
yes, yes.
yeah, it's really unpleasant.
Yes, yes.
But yeah,
But in my
something that we
case,
need
I
to, of
I
course, we need
enjoyed
to
the
endure.
taking a jeepney in there because I think
It's cheap also.
yeah cheap, and then I think it's your country's character because other countries
Yeah.
they don't have like jeepney because similar things maybe will have, but jeepney is only your country's character. Of course it's not
Hmm.
that safety is not good, but its character is by your country is good, so I can enjoy. So I always almost always taking a jeepney to go to school or go to church like that way.
Mm. And it's also fun meeting some people.
Yes, yes, yes. I can
Yeah.
talk with some other passengers in there.
Yeah, see? Fun. All
Yes,
right.
yes.
So, okay. What good manners should be taught to children? Good question.
Respect others. Respect others. It's also
Hmm.
similar, but respect others, orders, or teachers, or not co-workers, classmates, like that.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Hmm. Right. And it's really what it's really what I admire by Asian cultures, right?
Mm,
Unlike in Western cultures, um, when we are respecting our elders,
mm,
right? Usually, um, it's not a very good comparison, I know, but
mm,
this is really what the statistics are.
mm.
Okay, Asians are much more respectful to their elders than in Western countries,
Yes, yes, I think so. It's our
right?
culture's
Yes, it's
character.
our culture,
Yes, yes. But
right?
usually in Western, they are individualism in there. So they are not
Mm.
ignore, but they respect by
That's right.
themselves first. By himself, herself, they identify them, and then of course they are not ignore, but
Hmm.
actually they are not that respect maybe because of
Mm.
individualism and the westernized like that.
Yeah, that's right. And also here in our culture,
Mm,
we have some words to
mm.
describe someone who is much more older than us, right? For
Ah,
example,
yes, yes.
um,
In Korea too,
right,
Korean too. We have some
yeah,
not words. We have some
hmm,
we call it respect word. If we call to
mm,
talk with the father or grandfather, we have to
yeah,
using another words.
yes,
Another
like
words
a
to respect.
gesture or
Yes,
something, right?
gesture, not gesture, but why
Hmm.
the word is different. Word itself is different.
Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah.
So,
Like, can you
it,
give me an example of those
uh,
words?
uh, uh, have you ever heard of 밥 먹었어? Do you know what 밥 먹었어? 밥 먹었어. Did you eat dinner like that? Did you eat something? Is usually
Hmm.
normally 밥 먹었어 is normally just friends or younger. you can use by friends. But if you
Mm-hmm.
say to your respect father or older, 식사하셨어요.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
식사
I know that. 식사하셨어요.
that is usually for elder people, respect people.
Mm.
Elder, not
Oh,
it can be
okay.
okay, of course, with the mates, but we don't usually use that word by younger, too younger.
Uh,
Uh,
oh, that's why when I said that to a younger student, she was laughing.
yes, yes, because
She was
they,
laughing, and
yes, yes, yes. So if you want to say
yeah,
to
and
younger,
she.
밥 먹었어, like that.
Mm-hmm.
밥 먹었어요. 밥 먹었어요
밥
is
먹었어.
밥 먹었어요. 어요 mean is not for older. It is for former generation, former conversation. 먹
Mm.
먹었어요 means did you eat? As a former words. But 식사
Mm.
mean is different. 식사 is kinds of meal for the elder. 밥 is just for just
Oh,
rice. It's a little bit different.
okay. So now I'm really thinking, oh gosh, I still really need to learn a lot in Korean
밥,
language.
밥, BAB,
Uh-huh.
밥,
Pop.
먹,
Uh-huh. Pop.
먹, 어,
Pop mok.
어서.
Pop mok.
Can you 밥,
역시요. 밥 먹. 밥
밥
먹.
먹,
밥 먹.
어서, 어서.
밥 먹었어. Oh my
Yes,
gosh.
very hard to
Whew.
pronounce.
It's really hard.
Yes, but
Okay, let me practice that. Let me practice
밥
that at home.
먹었어 like that.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
And also here in the Philippines, of
Mm,
course, when we're talking to elders,
mm.
we have po, opo.
Opo?
So, yeah, opo means yes. So you're
Yes.
agreeing
Mm.
or you're agreeing to what the elder has said. So, opo.
Ah.
So, yeah, if you're talking to a certain person, of course, your friends,
Mm.
you can just say, oo,
Oh.
okay, o sige, ganun.
Ah.
But,
Oh, and Oppo is little bit different.
yes,
Uh,
oo,
uh,
you can use that with any other, of course, your
mm.
friends,
Younger.
your colleagues, but if
Mm.
someone who is much more older than you
Mm.
or someone that you really respect,
Mm.
you say opo,
Oppo.
opo, or
Mm.
yes, and po means that, for example, you are giving respect to your elders when you're talking. For example, when you're talking to them, right?
Mm.
For example, you are older than me, okay?
Mm.
Kumain ko na po ba? Kumain ka na po
Mm.
ba? Something like that.
Mm.
Did you already eat? Okay?
Ah. Yes, yes.
You can remove the word po if you're talking to a person who is your age, younger than you, something like that. But
Mm.
if you're much more older, of
Mm.
course expect a lot of po.
Mm.
Okay.
I can understand
Yeah.
what you said.
So
It's very similar in Korea too.
yeah. So that's what I really admire about Asian culture. So we
Mm.
really have it's really in our culture to
Mm.
respect elders.
Yes, yes, yes. In Korea
Unlike in
too.
other countries like, hey Dan, hey Sam.
Yeah, that's usually Western culture.
Yeah. All right. So why do you think many people nowadays become rude?
I don't know exactly, but actually, what you said, westernized, they are less respect others, others like that. But of course,
Hmm.
they are usually focused on not rude, but individualism. But actually, when you're respect them, uh, become rude means nowadays with this is my opinion. I think if we respect
Hmm.
someone, we usually he have some power or money or talent in there. That means not people's character,
Yeah.
people's others ability or money or talent or other things which is superior than us. Then the in the case we usually respect, but people who don't have money, who don't have skill, who don't have knowledge like that, we usually don't respect them. That's the one of the
They're
reason.
belittling.
Yes, yes,
Yes.
yes. But
It's
it's
really sad to think about that,
yes,
right?
yes, because we usually just how can I say, access people's value. He's 5 point, he's 10 point, he's 100 point like that. But we cannot do that actually because people itself is very, very. great value by himself or herself, but we usually how can I calculate them as their ability, their money, their
Mhm.
power, like that kind of things. So we can just
Yes.
calculate how can I classify people like that,
Mhm.
so that it can be make people
And
read.
yeah, that's right. You have a point there, really. And
Mm.
also, what I think, if I'm going to add to that, and also movies.
But movies make them rude, and then movie makes them violent too, because
Violent. Do you think? Oh, so you think movies turn them into violent?
I think it can be. It is not. It affects a lot of to people make violent, because nowadays a movie should be, how can I, to fascinate the people's attention. That means
Hmm.
they have to make something, how can I, more sensitive, and then more violence and more things to attract someone's attention. They usually use
Hmm.
something like sexy code or violence code or something very, how can I say, impressive code like in there. Many
Well,
movies
yeah,
or films like that.
yeah. It's movies are really strong, right?
Yes, yes.
You never really know. You should never really underestimate the power of movies because um, throughout history, of course,
Hmm.
especially in the World
Yes,
War
yes.
Two, this is what brainwashed the Germans to think that they are really an advanced race, right?
Yes, yes, yes,
This is
yes.
this is what Hitler used as a propaganda movement against the United States,
Yes, yes,
really,
yes.
by showing movies and
Mm.
also altercating the story of Titanic.
Yes, yes, yes. So
You
it is
know that
very.
story? Yeah, they altercated the story of El Titanic.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and make the Nazi, a hero. That's why
yeah.
they think that oh, Americans are bad. So it's really, and also it is also one thing to think
Mm.
about. It's really easy to influence the brain of a human being.
Yes, yes, like a brainwash like that is very powerful, and
Yes.
it should be controlled very carefully. But it sometimes something bad intention is coming to there. It makes people's
Hmm.
how can I value or sight or to be bad, to make bad. So it's
That
quite
is right.
quite very possible. So I think mass media, just like news, not news is just like usually it's just they usually transfer the fact, but so drama or film or mass media like the internet is very very
Hmm.
very powerful. Sometimes it's more power than gun or sword in there,
That is
because
right.
you can
That is really
spread.
right. Actually, it is much more powerful.
Just
Yeah.
gun, you can kill one people or one less than 10 people
Hmm.
maybe, but
Yeah.
internet, film, like YouTube or
Yeah.
those movies, it
I'm
is
also a
it
victim
can.
of YouTube.
Yes, it can be million people, thousand people like that.
Yes.
So it is better.
Also, it also exposes the real weakness of human beings, the weakness, how
Mm.
fragile
Yes, yes,
the
yes,
mind is, really.
yes, yes.
So even though that you say that you are a really strong person,
Mm.
but of course, if your mind is really weak, it's really easy to influence with these
Yes,
kind of moves.
yes.
Okay. So, what must be done to rude people?
It's very hard, but there is only one way, just a law. Because actually, some people said it's extremely that there is law for kill people. So not suicide for like pun- capital punishment, not rude people. What I mean is someone
A
for like
punishment.
a murder, and I think it is very bad. But just to be a rude people, we have to, how can I say,
A
correct
fee?
someone's acting, but actually nowadays someone who is rude and who has money, they sometimes win the law, because they sometimes hire very good lawyer to hide their how can I say, crime, or hide their
Hmm.
bad acting like that.
To cover up their crimes.
Yes, yes, yes. That's what I want to say. So it's very bad, but Just if the justice is arrived, we should teach them by law, not by violence or by killing like that.
Mm. Well, yeah, you have a point there.
Mm,
Well, there is
mm,
okay, relating to that. Uh, okay, relating to the law, relating
mm,
to violence.
mm,
Do you think
mm,
when is enough?
mm,
Do
mm.
you think when will you draw the line? Do you think when will you draw the line from being resorting to violence and combating violence? Okay,
What is the
because
meaning of the
do
draw the
you
line?
okay. All right, let me explain this to you first.
Mm.
I think you know the expression "fight fire with fire," right?
Fight fires with the fire.
Yeah, fight fire with fire.
What's that?
Oh, it means that, of course, um, to beat, or maybe
Uh,
how about this? To beat someone, you must also use what that someone is using. Okay?
you mean we have to fight with someone with the violence?
Yeah, of course.
Uh,
If the person is violent,
we have to treat them as a violence.
yeah, you also have to treat them with violence.
Uh,
So that's bad. That's really bad, right? That's
yes,
really
yes, yes, yeah.
unreasonable.
Yes, yes. But the
But
law
do you
said
think?
it should be, by
Hmm.
law, it should be do that by, or like, I know what you said. If you attack someone, you should be to the same way by be attacked like that.
Yeah, that's right.
But
But okay. Hmm.
but if that is justice, maybe if someone kill him, someone, we should kill him again. That means like oh
An
wait
eye for an eye.
it's like a vicious circle. Vicious circle. Bad thing makes bad things. Bad things causes bad thing again. So
Ah, yeah,
bad
yeah,
thing
yeah.
causes bad thing again.
Yeah.
So it is just not good ways to resolve the problem.
Mm.
So
It is
it
an endless cycle now, right?
yes, yes, yes. So it is just cause problems again and again, not solve the problem. So I think that is not the
Mm.
justice. But in the past, that was the justice. If you steal someone's thing, you should pay for them, and then you should, they also should, you should be lose for something. But in that is in the past law. But of course, we nowadays in the law, if we stolen something, we have to pay for the value of the thing. But actually, but it is about my religion. But the Bible says if you just
Mm.
swallow something, maybe we have to sometimes just forgive them because we have to love them. But actually, in the society, it is not that easy because if someone who
Yeah, that's right.
you know society should sometimes do justice that we don't have to do bad things. If someone who do bad thing, they have to make the disadvantage in the society that can make they not do them.
Mm. So something that may scare them, right?
Yes,
Or
yes,
not
yes,
doing the things that you're going to do.
yes,
Right. Well,
yes,
that's a good point. Okay. So I think that will be it for today because we don't have any much time.
yes, yes, yes.
So, anyways, hey, we only have one last question, and I think, how about answering that first on our next class, then moving on to the next lesson. Anyways, only one question, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, so that will be it for us today, and I'll see
Mm.
you again on Wednesday. Okay?
Yes, yes.
All right. So long. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Good luck on your essay.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay. So long. Bye bye.
Yeah.